The detailed and scientific health risks of Puff Bar, electronic cigarettes and vape pens. Electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and vape pens such as Puff Bar have gained popularity in recent years, especially among young people. While marketed as a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes, they still pose significant health risks. Here's a detailed look at the scientific evidence regarding their health effects. 1. Respiratory effects, lung damage. Studies have shown that the aerosol produced by e-cigarettes can contain harmful chemicals such as formaldehyde, acrolein, and diacetyl, which can cause lung damage and respiratory issues. Increased asthma symptoms. Inhalation of e-cigarette. Aerosol has been associated with exacerbation of asthma symptoms and decreased lung function. 2. Cardiovascular effects. Increased heart rate. The nicotine present in e-cigarettes can lead to an increased heart rate and elevated blood pressure, increasing the risk of cardiovascular problems. Atherosclerosis. Nicotine also contributes to the development of atherosclerosis, a condition characterized by the buildup of plaque in the arteries, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. 3. Nicotine addiction, brain development. Adolescents and young adults are particularly vulnerable to the addictive effects of nicotine, which can adversely affect brain development, mood regulation, and impulse control. Gateway to tobacco use. E-cigarette use has been linked to subsequent tobacco cigarette use among young people, potentially leading to nicotine addiction and long-term tobacco use. 4. Chemical exposure. Toxic chemicals. E-cigarette. Aerosol contains toxic chemicals and heavy metals such as lead, chromium, and nickel, which can accumulate in the body over time and cause various health problems. Secondhand exposure. Secondhand exposure to e-cigarette aerosol can also pose risks, especially for vulnerable populations such as children, pregnant women, and individuals with respiratory conditions. 5. Long-term health risks. Cancer. Risk. While long-term studies are still ongoing, there is concern that prolonged e-cigarette use may increase the risk of cancer due to exposure to carcinogenic chemicals and oxidative stress. Chronic diseases. E-cigarette use has been linked to an increased risk of chronic diseases such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and cardiovascular disease over time. Conclusion. Despite being marketed as a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes, Puff Bar electronic cigarettes and vape pens still pose significant health risks, especially for young people. The scientific evidence suggests that they can cause respiratory and cardiovascular issues, nicotine addiction, exposure to toxic chemicals, and long-term health problems. Therefore, it is crucial to educate the public, especially young individuals, about the potential risks associated with e-cigarette use and to implement regulations to protect public health.